When Richard O'Brien's musical The Rocky Horror Show was first staged late at night at the small theatre upstairs at the Royal Court in 1973, it rapidly became a cult phenomenon. The B-movie-inspired story of the naive Brad and Janet entering into a world of transvestites, aliens and fishnet stockings went on to become a Broadway production. Then in 1975, the film adaptation The Rocky Horror Picture Show came out, which according to reports has the longest theatrical release in cinematic history and can still be seen on the big screen today. With fans crying out for more, O'Brien then penned a sequel, Shock Treatment, which was released as a film in 1981 and featured many of the same actors and songs of a similar ilk. However, the film which follows Brad and Janet into the town which doubles as a TV station failed to get a theatrical release and remains little known even to some Rocky Horror fans. Now, over 30 years later, Shock Treatment is going back to Rocky Horror's roots and is being staged as a play for the very first time at the King's Head Theatre in London with the blessing of writer Richard O'Brien and music composer Richard Hartley.
The film was a bit of a mess, really. But we always thought we had some good songs. And when Benji approached us about putting it on stage, I thought, why not? And it's been completely reimagined by Tom Crowley, and it's become, I think, a show for today.
I think the biggest shock is that in the original movie there isn't any shock treatment. They don't really explore that. So we've put that back in. It's going to be really different. I think if they know the original film, they'll see where it's come from and they'll see what the starting block is. But the path that we've taken to adapt it for the stage has been really different.
Spearing pursued O'Brien for nearly 10 years to get the rights to stage the show, and finally the actor and writer relented, but with one specific instruction: to have the production put on in a small venue like Rocky Horror.
So when I was talking to Richard Hartley and Richard O'Brien, that they wanted something which was up close, that there was no escaping. So we really focused on that, alongside making sure that we were able to explore all of the avenues that we needed, that we could go through the audience, that we could go into the audience, that we could engage with the audience and bring them up onto stage.
Both the play and the film of Rocky Horror have become interactive experiences, with audiences dressing up and interacting with the characters on screen or on stage. Spearing has taken into account that the same thing could happen with Shock Treatment.
So we've got no idea if the audience will get up and get involved, or if they're going to sit back and be passive, or if it's going to be a really active piece. We don't know which way it's going to go. The actors are prepped as much as they can be, and they're aware that they're just having fun. I mean, Richard O'Brien very early on said that let fun be your guide, and that as long as you're having fun, the show will be all right.
The show features West End starlet Julie Atherton as Janet and ex-soap star Mark Little as Farley Flavors, the media magnate who owns the TV show town Denton. Shock Treatment is running until the 6th of June at the King's Head Theatre in Islington, London.